Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Warcraft replay here. As you can see, we are finally out of the Orc versus Night Elf matchups. We have PCG123 spawning in as the red undead player. He will be facing off against Sock, the blue human player, on the map Concealed Hill. Loading screen's taking a bit. We shall see where each other's positioning will be. But yeah, apologies for being a little late. I usually try to put out a video once a week, but yeah, I guess just haven't really found the free time to do so. Which is funny, because my city just recently went back to lockdown, so you would think I would have plenty of free time. Okay, here we go. A little loud on my headphones there. Oh, I actually forgot to... Whoopsies. What's up? Hold up. I forgot to put up the overlay booster thing. Yeah, and that will be that. So, PCG will be spawning in as a red player on the top right. Sock will be spawning in the bottom left here. Human vs undead. This overlay's fine. There we go. Okay. I will actually. Yeah. Okay. Everything's good now. I have cast PCG sometime last year. He was facing off against Hawk, so only been able to witness his human matchup so far. Not sure why I picked this one particularly. I did have a Guago game also as a potential video that I could upload, but we'll see with this one. I think it's just it's been so long since I've seen human people actually play humans, so yeah, just kind of picking this video or this replay just for that reason. We have an Archmage coming out here for Sock. Meanwhile, Crypt Lord coming out for PCG. So, cool ghoul opening, most likely, with the mass summons of those beetles. We are going to have an early scouting here from PCG, and Sock is going to spot that with his own footman. Archmage will be popping out very soon, as I actually have the Jaina skin enabled there. I don't actually remember if she was on her horse or not. It would make sense if she was. Explains her very high move speed. Actually, it's just going to be a normal Archmage. Okay. I have no idea why the icons are different, but we can just chalk that up to classic Reforged just not working properly. But yeah, Ogre Warrior camped here from both sides, being cleared out. Archmage going to pick up the Circlet. Meanwhile, Crypt Lord is going to pick up the Gloves of Haste. Also sold his TP Scroll for the Sack Skull and the Skeleton Stick. Because, yeah, those are pretty costly items, especially since you don't really want to delay any potential tier 2, which so far is just going to be masking up those ghouls. We are going to stick to tier 1 for now, as Footman is going to keep track on that Crypt Lord. As we are going to initiate this Overseer camp here on the top left. Sack Skull is going to get activated to enable healing regen on those undead units there. Level 2 on the Crypt Lord, and we should be having Impale as the second ability, as yes, he does put that point into Impale. So the Footman needs to be careful not to get too close. He could potentially get surrounded with the Impale from the Crypt Lord. I was kind of expecting the Footman to just destroy the tome, just get that slight advantage down, but probably wasn't worth the risk of getting trapped there. Archmage, on the other hand, already level 3, is going to pick up a TP Staff, as it also cleared out the expansion on the bottom right there. Is probably going to drop an elemental to try and delay this Molted Gold Mine. As the Crypt Lord is also gonna TP staff to the bottom right here, as this expansion is not being sped built, which could be a bit of a problem. Very nice impale from the Cripplord there is going to get himself level 3, but here comes the militia to try and defend. I don't think they're going to be enough to actually push the Cripplord back, as I believe the Archmage was successful in delaying that expansion. But his own expansion is being delayed a little bit. The peasant is just going to resume construction as the tower is about to be completed. Arcane Tower will do very nicely against those beetles there, carrion beetles. Oh, as I say that, skeletons and the beetles were able to actually take down the tower, so Sock a little bit delayed on his expansion yet again. Will we have another impale coming through? No, more beetles are going to be spawned here by the Cripplord, as the Archmage just about enough mana to pop down another elemental, I believe, as the gold mine is just going to resume as the elemental wears off. This is a pretty bloody start from both sides. As we are going to have TP being channeled here by the Archmage, he is going to go over to the fountain on the left here, as I don't think he could find too much opportunities to go for a cancel, as we do have a Nerean Tower completed. We also have the TP coming in from the Cripplord here. I don't think he has enough for an impale, but he is going to summon yet another set of beetles, as the Archmage is probably going to be going for the TP scroll as he tries to go for the cancellation on the Haunted Gold Mine. He is actually able to do so at 30 HP on his Archmage. Really clutch coming in from Sock, and that is going to be yet another cancellation. Even more delay on the expansion there for PCG's base. Meanwhile, over on Sock's side, he definitely does need a lot more towers. He finally does complete the Town Hall, but is going to get attacked. These ghouls aren't really going to find too much success, as there's way too many footmen on the side of Sock. But yeah, the beetles are going to get sent over to the main base, which does not have a tower completed just yet. And I don't think Militia will lift from this unscathed. We might have a couple of losses here from Sock.
Our forces are under attack.
Cripplord, once again, trying to be annoying, is going to take advantage of those corpses as level 4 has been attained. Level 2 Impale is going to be put up.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, no real reason to get the Spike Carapace, as eventually the human army comps will phase out of melee units. Tier 3, is this Tier 3? No, this is Tier 2. About to be completed here with the completion of the graveyard as well.
Our forces are
So,
under attack.
I can't tell who is ahead or not. Sock has been benefiting off of a second base for a longer time than his opponent, who has just completed haunting the gold mine here on the top left. It did take a while, but I guess better late than never.
Our forces are under attack.
Level 4 Crypt Fiend, meanwhile the Archmage is still 3.5. Not ideal. You'd want to push to level 5 Archmage as quickly as possible just to make those elementals a lot more useful. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, if undeads do eventually go into destroyer units, perhaps not heavily investing on the Archmage is fine. As yeah, Sock is probably just going to rely on his second hero, which will indeed be a Mountain King. We are also going to Tier 3 for himself as well as PCG, so yeah, Tier 3 comps on both sides. I guess it is to be expected since they do have a second base. As spiders are going to be added to the mix here, as well as a Death Knight second.
The pact is sealed.
Our forces are under attack.
Upgrade complete.
Goblin Lab being cleared out here. I believe this Goblin Lab has not been touched. Death Knight is going to spot this. Might be able to get a steal here with the Death Coil, but it is going to die. The Elemental is going to die to the Rock Elemental. Not Rock Elemental. Rock Golem. But yeah, Archmage
is complete.
What do you get? I think he got an Invuln? No, just a lesser Invuln. I don't think he got the item, so never mind. Forget what I said, as Slaughterhouse is now plopped down. Tier 3 is about to be completed, as well as that is a lot of trees coming down there for PCG. I guess that's what happens when you have so many ghouls.
Our forces are under attack.
Summoning is complete.
Second Slaughterhouse placed down at the expansion here. Interesting, I'm not sure if that's going to mean anything, because right now we're not actually seeing anything from him. PCG, I believe, is just sitting on the 49 supply, as another destroyer is going to get queued up here. Auto whip, just in case.
Research complete.
Yeah, who knows. Mountain King gonna go straight after that spider, but it is gonna get picked up by a Zeppelin there. Death Knight also getting picked up, as well as this is looking good for PCG. Sock does seem to be outnumbered by a lot of beetles, but perhaps the quality of his units is just better. Death Knight is gonna get level 2, Spider is gonna go down. I don't know why it got dropped from the Zeppelin, but I guess free kill for Sock there. As the Elemental is gonna go down. I'm surprised it did not retreat with the other units. But yeah, both sides do have a Zeppelin each, so Sock needs to be careful not to put all his units into that Zeppelin in before getting it ensnared or auto-webbed. Ogolord camp in the middle of the map is going to be attempted here by PCG, as I mean, he's making quick work out of this. I guess that is the benefit of having so many units on the field. And it is going to go down level 5 for the Crypt Lord. Level 3 beetles are going to be such a hassle to deal with, especially in the mid to late game here. Although, to be fair, Tier 3 is available for Sock, so if he wanted to, he could go into Spellbreakers and perhaps steal those beetles for himself, but that is quite a bit of an investment. Plus, it seems like he actually went the Griffin Aviary route here instead, which
Summoning
is still kind of bad, because I mean, the Crypt Fiends are just going to whip them as soon as they see him, and that should be all she wrote there, as Sock is going to take down a couple of Ziggurats. His heroes are still looking a bit fine. The Zeppelin needs to be extremely careful not to die and lose its carriage.
The damned stand ready.
TP Scroll is going to get channeled by the Archmage, as yeah, no losses here for Sock's side. As I say that, Undead Army right in front of him. So the Archmage is going to be forced to invuln it up, as the Mountain King is going to get surrounded by the ghouls here. As I say that, Paladin comes to the rescue and is going to force the undead units to move out of the way. Archmage still level 4, so these are level 2 elementals here. But level 3 onto the Death Knight, that is kind of big, because that does allow her to heal a lot more than usual. Has a Doomhorn, which is kind of curious because he already has Unholy Aura, so that should be an item being sold eventually. The Mountain King, did it get taken down? I think he did, which I can't tell because the notification didn't happen, but I'm pretty sure that was the Mountain King's death sound effect. So yeah, a bit of a yikes. I think he got Nova Coiled, and he was still level 1, which was a bit of a problem, so he's a lot less tankier than you would expect from a strength-based hero. And slowly but surely, Sock is kind of unable to protect his base. Nova Coil once again onto the Paladin there. He is going to get Sanctuary back home, thankfully. Unfortunately, he is still kind of losing his second base. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Griffins, to be honest. Sock Griffins, sure, they seem pretty nice against the Crypt Fiends, but Crypt Fiends also kind of deal with Griffins very well themselves. Plus,
Our forces are under attack.
I'm not sure if they were the best units to start producing, honestly. You can see there that they melt the Griffins, they melt the Crypt Fiends really, really quick. It's just that PCG is not very focus firing very well. Is actually focus firing the militia, the peasants. Meanwhile, he should have been focus firing the Griffins there, so he is gonna pay it quite a hefty cost, and I don't think he has Deep Scroll available. No, he does not. So Mountain King is gonna go down once again, thanks to just the destroyers being a menace. But we did lose the Lich in return, so that was kind of even trade. Maybe slightly worse for PCG because it did kind of force him to retreat there. Or item is going to get sold, as yeah, I think more Crypt Fiends might be needed, and maybe just a lot better unit control. Letting these Griffin Riders basically freely hit the Crypt Fiends without retaliating is, I would like to say, a mistake on the PCG side, but then again, it's basically like both sides can kind of kill each other pretty quickly, so it just depends on who does that. And right now it's Sock, who is a lot more clever with his focus firing here. You see that the statue gets chunked so quickly by those statues there. Still no webs coming out here for PCG as his destroyers. Unfortunately, without mana, they don't seem to be all too useful. Yeah, Sock is going to lose himself a Griffin, but in exchange for like destroying so many things on PCG side, lots of statues were taken down. I believe we don't actually have any more statues. Never mind, we do have 2 fresh statues here, but I do think that they might have to absorb each other's mana because I don't think they're doing enough damage without it. We are also, crucially, at level 6 on the Crypt Lord, so he does have access to his Locust Swarm ability, I think that's what it's called. It's a lot of AoE, but he actually puts the 6th point into Impale instead, so
Research complete.
the longest stun time as well as just more damage. Honestly, with how mana starved he is right now, I guess that is just a smarter choice. Still, it would have been nice to see an ultimate ability that wasn't like one of the ones you see so many times, like Bladestorm or Avatar form. Nice Impale onto the Mountain King. That is going to be the Mountain King's 3rd death, I think, of this game. 3rd or 4th. Yeah, pretty bad on the side of Sock. Once again, his base is still being pressured, and despite having a good number of Griffins, I don't think they are going to be enough to deal with all this. Another Impale onto the Archmage. We do not have enough units on the ground to go for this round. Instead, he's just going to get Nova Coiled to death, and that is going to be game, it seems, as Sock is going to GG out. That was a level 5 Archmage going down, so the respawn, the revival costs are just way too high. Very nicely done from PCG. Sock, his Griffins did kind of look nice, but it was pretty double-edged sword, kind of like, where they're pretty good on offense, but defensively they kind of get shredded as well, so perhaps maybe a more solid comp was needed from Sock. Maybe Spellbreakers were still the best unit to go for. Who knows? That's just my opinion. I will see you guys again next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care.